Grand Rising. Today is Saturday, October 1st, 2022. 1442 on the ancient moon calendar and 1443 on the ancient sun calendar. Empire State of Morocco, United States for America, Moorish National Republic Federal Government, Societas Republicae e Americanos, Moorish Divine and National Movement of the World, Northwest Amerikan, Northwest Africa, North America, the North Gate, and the adjoining Americana Islands, Temple of the Moon and Sun, the true and de jure natural peoples, heirs of the land, Islam, I self, law, am master. Empire State of Morocco, universal, sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient, natural, divine affidavit. All rise and stand and remain standing into perpetuity. This is a sovereign, living, ancient Article 3 Moorish American Moroccan consular court action. We are the sovereign, living justice in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredis. I am sovereign, living justice Sharon and Peart Johnson. My free chosen sovereign living appellation is shasha ande, and my sovereign living matrimonial appellation is Sharon Ann Martini. All are in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredis. All Moors are the original, indigenous, sovereign, ancient, Moroccan, Moorish American ascendants of the great pharaohs of Kemet and of the ancient Moabites and Canaanites. Our full faith and trust, our allegiance, our credit, and our energy are hereby vested in ourselves, for we are the people who are the original, indigenous, natural, divine, sovereign, ancient Empire State for Morocco, and the de jure Moorish National Republic Federal Government, Washington District for Columbia, the Universal Moorish American Consulate, and the Article 3 Moorish American Consular Court. We are peace, we are one nation, one state, one empire, and one God. We hereby accept our sovereign ascension and exercise all sovereign rights at this time and at all points in time, nunc pro tunc. Be it known that I, Sharon Ann Peart Johnson, and all Moors are the universal, sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient, natural, divine fiduciaries for the sovereign living state of and for ancient Morocco, also appellationed as the Maghrib al-Aqsa, the North Gate, North America, Northwest Africa, Northwest Amerikan, Turtle Island, and the most extreme west, among other sovereign land appellations. We are the fiduciaries for all land, all natural resources, and all commerce. Specifically, we are the fiduciaries for all fonts in capitis diminutio nolo, to include all monochrome fonts in capitis diminutio nolo, regardless of the resulting sensation the eye manifests. Definitions and clarifications. Fiduciary. Noun, lawful and legal trustee. A sovereign, living, natural, ancient, who competently and prudently takes care of lawful money and other assets, and has for her sovereign use and at her will living subjects and or instruments to assist at all times. Notice, regarding delegations of authority, while one can be assigned to carry, deliver, or retrieve a command, no one may use our sovereign identity, authority, nor sovereign status. Sovereign fiduciary duties and responsibilities are not limited to, but do include the authority to issue affidavits permitting the use of the State of Morocco's sovereign credit, affidavits of credence, affidavit of advice, affidavit of mark and reprisal, affidavit of patents, affidavit of testamentary, other letters in affidavit format, permissions and legations/delegations. Legations equals or means the sending of an ambassador. Monochrome, noun, a singular burst of living energy, frequency, vibration, and sensation resulting from the stimulation of the retina of the eye by waves of light, previously unlawfully identified as black, dead corpse, U.S. vessel, or U.S. corporation. And that's U.S. Font, noun, a source, origin, beginning, a fountain or spring. In capitis diminutio nolo, noun, the highest state or status, no loss of status. Fiduciary responsibility is the highest standard of care in equity and law. The sovereign fiduciary governs with full use of the duty of care, the duty of loyalty, and the duty of good faith. The sovereign fiduciary takes care where full disclosure, profit only by knowledge and consent, and overseeing that no conflicts of interest exist. On the record, for the record, and letting the universal record show that I, Sharon Ann Peart Johnson, in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredis, am the sovereign, living, ancient fiduciary for the following State of Morocco living instruments, to include all numbers and letters in capitis diminutio nolo, in capitis diminutio minima, in capitis diminutio media, and in capitis diminutio maxima in monochrome font. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and all integers in between, all numbers in any sequence, in all monochrome styles and fonts beyond infinity. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Those are in lowercase, and the same again in capitals: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z, or Z, and all punctuation in all dialects and all languages. Sharon Ann Peart Johnson and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in black monochrome font and in all fonts, tones, and styles, to include Sharon Ann Peart Johnson in capitis diminutio minima and in black monochrome font, Sharon Ann Peart Johnson in capitis diminutio maxima and in black monochrome font, Sharon Ann Martini and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in black monochrome font and in all fonts, tones, and styles, to include Sharon Ann Martini in capitis diminutio minima and in monochrome font, Sharon Ann Martini in capitis diminutio maxima and in monochrome font. Shasha and Bay, all agents and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in black monochrome font and in all fonts, tones, and styles, to include Shasha and Bay in capitis diminutio minima and in monochrome font, Shasha and Bay in capitis diminutio maxima and in monochrome font, Sharon Ann Peart Johnson and all agents, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in blue monochrome font and in all fonts, tones, and styles, to include Sharon Ann Peart Johnson in capitis diminutio minima and in black monochrome font, Sharon Ann Peart Johnson in capitis diminutio maxima and in blue monochrome font, Sharon Ann Martini and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in blue monochrome font and in all fonts, tones, and styles, to include Sharon Ann Martini in capitis diminutio minima and in monochrome font, Sharon Ann Martini in capitis diminutio maxima and in monochrome font, Shasha and Bay, all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in blue monochrome font and in all fonts, tones, and styles, to include Shasha and Bay in capitis diminutio minima and in monochrome font, Shasha and Bay in capitis diminutio maxima and in monochrome font. Sharon Ann Peart Johnson and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in red monochrome font and in fonts, all fonts, tones, and styles, to include Sharon Ann Peart Johnson in capitis diminutio minima and in red monochrome font, Sharon Ann Peart Johnson in capitis diminutio maxima and in red monochrome font, Sharon Ann Martini and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in red monochrome font and in all fonts, tones, and styles to include Sharon and Martine in capitis diminutio minima and in monochrome font, Sharon and Martine in capitis diminutio maxima and in monochrome font, shasha and bay, and all agents, principals, heirs assigned, and any and all derivatives thereof in red monochrome font, and in all fonts, tones, and styles to include shasha and bay in capitis diminutio minima and in monochrome font, shasha and bay in capitis diminutio maxima and in monochrome font, Sharon and Peart Johnson and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in purple monochrome font, and in all fonts, tones, and styles to include Sharon and Peart Johnson in capitis diminutio minima and in black monochrome font, Sharon and Peart Johnson in capitis diminutia maxima and in black monochrome font, Sharon and Martini and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in purple monochrome font, and in all fonts, tones, and styles to include Sharon and Martini in capitis diminutio minima and in monochrome font, Sharon and Martini in capitis diminutio maxima and in monochrome font. Shasha and bay, all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any and all derivatives thereof in purple monochrome font and in all fonts, tones, and styles to include Shasha and bay in capitis diminutio minima and in monochrome font, Shasha and bay in capitis diminutio maxima and in monochrome font. These sovereign living instruments are hereby trademarked for exclusive use by the sovereign living state of Morocco and no others. These sovereign living instruments shall not be used by anyone without the express written agreement from the sovereign state of Morocco. No one represents or represents the sovereign state of Morocco, and the state of Morocco does not represent nor stand as surety for any other. We are the living fiduciaries in capitis diminutio nolo in red ink in propria persona sui juris, in propria solo and in propria heredis, at this time and at all points in time, nunc pro tunc. We are the sovereign, self-governing state of Morocco. We are the sovereign, supreme jurisdiction. We are the law. We are Article 3, and we are the government. Sumus de sanctum unum. Sumus de sanctum unum. Sumus de sanctum unum. The sovereign living justice stands as law. All sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient, divine, Moorish, American autographs affirming this, and all sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient, Empire of Morocco, and the de jure Moorish National Republic federal government documents are on the public record at America, ancient Morocco, northwest Mexico, northwest Africa, and the adjoining Atlantis and Americana islands, the North Gate, Turtle Island, Gaia, Midgard, Earth. Chronos, time immemorial, into perpetuity. Ego sum, Sharon and Peart Johnson. Justice Vizier Minister. In capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in propria persona sui juris, in propria solo, and in propria heredis. This sovereign, living, Article 3, Moorish, American, Moroccan, consular court action is now adjourned. Ashe Malembe Yezola, Grand Rising.